Here.
Okay.
And yep, there. Welcome to Dog Hugs, your daily dog show, sponsored by Yummy Combs. Love your dog longer. On today's show, the Kansas City Chalk and Walk Festival with festival creator Lotti Halpern. Let's have fun. Hello, welcome to Dog Hugs. Geraldine, Atlas, and
Hi, everybody.
Robin.
Hi, Larry. How are you? And welcome, everybody.
Oh, good. I've got a dog who's occupied over there. He'll come around sooner or later.
Imagine that.
I gave him a new toy last night, and it's got a squeaky in it, and until he completely tears it apart, it's like that's what he's on to today.
That's part of his job.
That is part of his job.
Is to keep the enemy away from Dad, right? The squeaker is the enemy.
Oh my gosh, so there are all these different kinds of dogs, and they have all these different ways of being. Hounds are on the hunt either with their nose or with their eyes. Geraldine, tell us about sight hounds, because sight hounds are today's fun fact.
Well, one of the fun facts about sight hounds is they are the oldest group of dogs known to man. They originated in the Middle East, and they have longer snouts. They're very light boned, and they're very sleek when they run. It's amazing.
Yeah,
they're also
greyhounds we know of.
Salukis, Afghans. My favorite is a Borzoi, which is a Russian greyhound. And the crazy part about that is I saw a dog the other day that they didn't tell me which breed it was, but it looked like a Borzoi, and it was just a chubby husky, a really chubby husky. So anyway, but they're great companions, but they need lots of exercise. And the reason why they are such great sight hounds is their eyes are a little bit higher. You'll notice the placement of their eyes and they're also very tall. They're a very tall breed, so they can see above the grasses where they used to originate from. And there are a gazillion other tidbits but we'll actually post a blog about the sight hound breed, and we'll also talk about the difference between a sight hound and a scent hound.
Are they hunting dogs?
They are. They very much are. They actually were bred to keep wolves away. They kept larger predators away from the area. So
I forgot greyhounds are like rabbit hunters.
This is
very good hunters.
Lulu, the sight hound, who is a Saluki, right?
She's a Saluki, which is a Persian greyhound. They have longer, feathery hair than a typical greyhound that has that short, not wiry, but that short hair. So this is, she's actually, she's 16 already, and I haven't seen her since the pandemic hit. However, she's such a lovely dog. Oh my goodness, Lulu the Saluki.
Well, in a little bit, we'll meet Lulu's mom.
Lulu's mom
Halpern.
is so lovely. Yeah, Lotti is an amazing fixture in the city of Kansas City, Missouri, has been her whole life. Luckily, I've been able to be friends with her and call her one of my pack members for the last, 5 years now. I call her my other mother. And I love that she has a Saluki because they're very similar in traits, because we classify our dogs according to their traits, their functional traits, and a little bit of their visual or their historical designation. So I will designate Lotti as a keeper in my pack.
That is a good idea.
Hey.
So we're going to get to Lotti in a little bit. And in fact, the show is actually finishing rendering right now.
Nice.
We got to interview her. We got to interview her yesterday.
Can I go into one more fun fact that I'd love to add?
I would love that. But first, okay, now you can do a fun fact.
So you'll notice that the muzzles on sight hounds and scent hounds are both longer. They are not short muzzles. Now, there's a couple of reasons behind that. One of those reasons, interestingly, is the longer their nose area, the more surface area they have. So they have an ability to grab onto more scent from the air that attaches to the receptors in their nose, and that's why they are even designated, some of them, as scent hounds or hounds in general. They have longer snouts. Now, uniquely to the breed of Greyhound, Saluki, Afghanish, the ones that were they actually, the air was very dry and they were it was deserty there, so that gave them more area to cool the air down as it came into their nose. And be able to smell different things. It's just an amazing science behind the longer muzzle and the nose and the area for which they were formed or survived through.
That is fascinating.
Pretty nifty.
So they, even though they're known as sight hounds, they also can use their nose.
Well, actually, I was comparing scent and sight. So think about Basset Hound or Beagle or Dachshund, how they have a longer nose as well. And they're scent hounds, but their eyes are a little bit lower. Their eyes are not up as high as the Saluki, and they are not as tall. A Dachshund's shorter, a Basset Hound shorter, Beagle shorter, longer ears generally to help get the scent around their nose easier. So different traits of the dogs, different things, but those were just unique. It's unique that the longer nose and the drier climate and the more surface area for being able to grab to scent glands, or the scent out of the air is an amazing thing. And then I think about the lower to the ground scent hounds, how they're lower to the ground. But then I think about sight hounds. They're taller, they're lighter bone, they can jump higher, they can see farther, but they see in a different way than we do as well. So we'll get into the sight of the sight hound later, the actual sight.
What a clever adaptation. Nature is amazing.
It is. And I think that we don't always have the appreciation for what has survived and why, what traits have gone through all of these changes and adaptations and then made themselves be what we rely on for even classifying what a pet is like, what their traits are, so that you can choose the right one for you and your lifestyle. Therefore, we keep the shelters empty because we match you with the best pet. So a neat, that's just those nuggets are so fascinating to me, and definitely strike curiosity and wanting to know more about each breed.
So Robbie, who's with Atlas right now, is asking, are all sight hounds as fast as greyhounds?
So it's quite a few of the, did she say sight hounds? Are they all as fast as greyhounds?
Yeah, it was me tumbling over the words.
Got it. No, I just wanted to double check. I wanted to just clarify. So as I go through my sight hound with greyhounds, and when I go through the sight hound section, every single one of these breeds that's classified under sight hound, long, skinny legs, light boned, very tall, usually very, I'll call it thin and shorter hair. Not all of them have super short hair, but short hair. And they all are fat, because Afghan, obviously long, lots of long hair, and my Borzoi, longer hair, but they are very fast. They need lots of room to exercise because they've got to stretch those legs. And if you're meant to keep wolves off the property, then you know that dog has to have some tenacity. And if we don't redirect that tenacity into a way in our home to help meet that need of needing to hunt, then they will hunt down your couch or your chair or your shoes and then your wallet at the vet's office when you're having a surgery to remove something from their stomach. And it's not fun. So therefore, my advice is if you're going to grab up a great sight hound, you're going to want to have some land or have a place where you can actually work this dog on a regular basis the right way to meet its needs. Otherwise, it's going to redirect that energy once again into something that it shouldn't, that we shouldn't allow it to.
Excellent. And that is today's fun fact.
Fun fact.
Here's a word from our sponsor, Yummy Hounds. Yummy Hounds.
Yummy.
Thank you, Yummy Hounds. We've just rebranded our sponsor.
Where you can choose to love your dog longer.
Yes.
It's cold outside, but it's warm in my heart. And in the gray fall sky is his work of art. Laden and low, quiet and still, November is welcome, my eyes to drink their fill. Of brown-gray grass and red-orange leaves, of pavement winding through the strong stately trees. Down the hill, past the barn, past the gate, up the lane. The house with bright candles in each window pane. Now I step inside, oh it's warm, oh that smell. Hot turkey roasting, potatoes done well. Sweet spicy cider, warm winter wine, cranberry sauce, the flavor's divine. The smiles and hugs are so warm and sweet, and this cold gray November, a Thanksgiving treat. I do love it all, and I am so thankful, yes, for this lovely season. I am truly blessed.
Geraldine, tell us about Lulu's mom. This is Lula, the sight hound here.
Lulu, the lovely Saluki. Lulu's mother is what I'll call my other mother. I'm lucky to have been blessed with multiple mothers. And not only is Lotti a wonderful dog mother, but she's also an amazing community activist, and she works for our Kansas City mayor. She is she's in the forefront of everything that's happening with not only within Kansas City, the city itself, but she helps people from other areas and either other states. Her name is Lotti Halpern, but we call her Lotti. And I'd also love to congratulate her because she's the founder of the Chalk and Walk Festival, and she has brought people together from all over the world to now grow it even larger online. It's a wonderful festival every September. So go ahead, Larry.
And here is our interview with the Lotti Halpern herself. Lotti Halpern, welcome to Dog Hugs.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being had.
We're so thrilled you're here with us, actually. I think you're one of the best kept secrets in Kansas City.
Well, thank you very much, Geraldine.
Now, Kansas City annually knows your work from the Kansas City Chalk and Walk Festival. Tell us about that festival.
Well, first and foremost, our mission is to promote awareness and appreciation of the arts within the community. We make sure that once a year, we have a wonderful Chalk Art Festival at Crown Center Square. I keep the festival free because there's many people, young and old, that cannot afford to go to a gallery or pay for a gallery setting or even just take the bus and afford to do that, or take a cab or have a car to do so. So I keep the festival free for everybody to enjoy. Chalk art. Chalk art started in Italy in the 16th century. So it was a way of communicating from the artists to the people that strolled around while they were chalking on the ground. They usually, the artists were called Madonari, and they would do all kinds of artwork for the Madonna. So most of the artwork was done outside of churches. In order to survive, pretty much what they did is they asked for either oil or coins or a piece of bread. Now, the chalk art festivals in the United States have been going on since about the 80s, and they pretty much started in the area of California because of the weather is so wonderful there.
I'm very familiar with the Chalk Art Festival in San Jose, California.
Exactly.
Right. And just
They're
wonderful.
amazing.
And so it's terrific to hear that you have such a vibrant chalk art festival in Kansas City.
We do. I'm so happy to have all these chalk artists, and the chalk artists are either very old or very young, and there's a really good mix. And I love the mix because the younger artists learn from the older artists. The older artists become mentors. I have a lot of children that come from various grade schools, and they chalk together. They also, yeah. The other thing they do is, I do have some high schools also. And what happens is the teachers tell them, okay, one thing, we have a theme every year. So with the theme, the children and the adults get very creative. So I find out that the children are the most enthusiastic chalk artists because they go to Google or they go to the library and get a book and look about the theme. Like one time we had Italy as a theme. So they went to the library and looked ideas about Italy. One of the children did a chalk art of the Lady and the Tramp, which was about Italy. So, I tell them what the theme is and they can run with it. So, and the kids are just so creative. I'm not saying the adults are not creative. They are also. The other thing that I do is I do bring master chalk artists to the city, and they have a wonderful community. The community of the chalk artists are just amazing. And I know that Geraldine met a few of the artists. The community is great. There's chalk artists from Florida, chalk artists from California. There's chalk artists from Minneapolis, and then there's chalk artists from all over the world, which I would love one day to bring to Kansas City, but it does cost a little bit of money to bring them to Kansas City. So I stick right now with the ones that are national.
Yes, we had the chalk artists from your festival, the Renshaws, on Dog Hugs. And,
that I didn't know. Okay, now
we had them on a couple of about a month ago, possibly. Was it maybe 6 weeks ago? Yes. Oh my goodness. It was, they're just so fantastic. And they're actually friends with one of my friends who's a chalk artist in in Southern California, more San Diego area. And it's just crazy how small the chalk artist world is and how brilliant they are. Wow.
I need to find that name of that artist, Geraldine.
I'll give her name to you. Yes, absolutely. Text it to you.
Lotti, tell us about this year's theme.
Well, this year's theme was no theme because of the coronavirus. And I just let everybody, I said, you draw whatever you want to draw. If it's something to do with coronavirus or virus or, what has happened to you in the last 6 months, you do whatever you want. It went virtual. We had not as many artists as I wanted to have. But the creativity that they used, they did it mostly in their driveways.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So really there was no theme. Next year I'll have to think of something really creative.
So are you the theme creator?
I am the theme creator with some of our board members. But I think I just don't tell them until the last minute and I say, okay.
What do you think about this? Right?
Exactly. And by the way, one of our board members is Gail Kriegel. So, she's amazing.
And we'll get into a little bit about Gail later.
Okay.
I promise.
Great. How long ago were you part of the Chalk and Walk Festival's genesis?
Meaning, was I the creator in Kansas City? Yes, it started in 2008. And one thing that I always make sure is that the children get an opportunity to have their own chalking area for free. I also have workshops that if they cannot be entertained with the chalk, they can go and do some type of workshop, kind of artsy.
What made you think this up?
I used to be the director of a previous festival, which after the director left for out of the country, who is the person that gave me Lulu, the dog.
Oh, Lulu.
Yeah. The festival, I decided to not participate in that festival anymore. I let it go. And then after a few years, I decided to start my own festival when that festival became defunct. That's how it started.
Smart move. And I love the idea of taking the childhood dream of being able to have chalk and draw some amazing figure to a new level for everyone to see. I think it's an amazing experience, and it's very inspirational for children. Yes.
And I think with being virtual and the coronavirus, I think you've seen a lot more chalking outside, especially with the kids.
I do in my neighborhood.
Yeah, crazy weather.
Exactly. So
we've had a beautiful fall. So lots of chalking time, and it lasts a long time.
Exactly.
How has the festival evolved over the years?
Well, it evolves by sponsorship, grants. We have to purchase chalk. We have to pay some of the artists that are coming from out of town. We have to pay for rental of tents and things like that. So that's the evolution. It's grants and sponsor money. And we can create something out of, some type of funding. So.
Yes. So in the beginning, you were able to bootstrap this together and say, let's put on a show. And then it's like, hey, that worked. Let's do that again.
Yeah, pretty much so. I think I started the festival with like maybe $3,000-$4,000, and I told the sponsors that they'll get a name on top of their square or their rendition from the artist. Pretty much that's how it happened, and it went from $3,000-$4,000 to a little bit more every year. So,
what does it feel like for you to bring in this kind of creativity from around the city and from outside the city?
Oh, wow. I feel so good walking around and seeing everybody laughing, everybody smiling, and all the guests just talking to the artist. And many of the artists are very introverts, not the Renshaws.
Not the Renshaw. Thank goodness.
What happens is the guests stand right next to the artist and they ask questions. And the artists become from introverts to extroverts because they have to explain what they're doing, why they chose the theme. And it's just so nice just walking around and watching everybody have a great time with arts.
I love seeing the way it takes them over. It like envelopes them. When they look at this chalk art, they can't take their eyes off of it, and it's so mesmerizing. And figuring out, especially the 3D ones that are so dimensional and look like you're falling into something, those are breathtaking, and you have to step back, and it just plays such a trick with your mind. It's so much fun for all ages.
It is amazing. The one story that I can tell you about a child who enjoyed an artist, well, one of the master chalk artists enjoyed the chalking so much, he started asking him about perspective, and also asked the artist if he could chalk with him. And the artist said yes. So for 3 hours, he actually chalked with that artist. And every year he would come up and do the same thing with a different artist. One year he decided to ask if he could have his own square or, place to chalk at. And he sent me a rendition of what he wanted to do. And I went ahead and gave him, even though he was like 12, I gave him his own square, and he was amazing. I have an artist also who just graduated from Maryland Institute College of Art in Baltimore, and she started at age 13, and she went all through, and she is amazing. So you see all these children become adult artists or semi-adult artists.
Old soul artists.
Old soul artists. And we just enjoy the fact that they continue their visual arts.
Yeah, it's a real opportunity to bring art into a public place where we can interact with the art itself, with the artist. This is really fantastic, where art becomes communication, expression, community.
And it gives a lot of people some thought, thinking, what do I want to do with my life? Do I want to use art as a full-time vocation, or do I want to incorporate it just as a side in my life? If I can tell you a quick other story is, a few years ago, there was a lady, I'm not going to name names, there was a lady who was a first-time artist. And basically I said, hey, where did you graduate from? And she says, I didn't. I had a little bit of problem with drugs and alcohol. And I would like to go back to school, but I can't because I owe some loans. And I said, you need to call and find out if you can go back to school. You need to call those loan people. So she called and she said, the first woman was not very nice. And I said, you have to call again. Second woman said, we will work a plan with you. Now, not only did they work a payment plan with her, she went back to school at UMKC, got her BA. Then she got a scholarship to go to get a master's. And now she teaches at UMKC. So I have a success story. And I love it.
Changed her life.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of open up her mind a little bit and say, you can do it. So,
There's an answer.
Yeah, beautiful.
You're so amazing, Lotti.
How much of your time during the year do you work on this festival?
I work on a part-time basis. The most of the work, don't let her fool you. She's not going to tell you exactly how many hours she actually spent on this. Most of the work is sponsorship, and then 2 months before is getting the festival together.
Mm-hmm.
But should I tell them that I also have a full-time job?
Yes,
Yeah,
she also has
you
a full-time job.
You also have a full-time job. What do you
I
do
have
for a full-time job, Lotti?
I work for the mayor of Kansas City, Missouri.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And I'm his office manager. And I pretty much do what I've been doing in my household for 48 years. So, just kind of, I'm
Everything.
keep up, order things, talk to
Please
people.
give a big dog hugs regard to Mayor Quentin Lucas. And
I will. Thank you.
I've seen him on television, and he's just pretty amazing guy.
Yeah.
Larry, last year, after my first semester completion with my cohorts at UMKC, Lotti said, hey, if you're going to throw a party at Gail's house with your cohorts, I'll just invite the mayor to come give a speech to you all to encourage you through your first year. And guess who showed up to our party and gave a speech to my awesome cohorts from UMKC Block School of Management?
Mayor Quentin Lucas.
Yes, due to this amazing woman. So, well, how inspiring for all of them. And he's inspiring for Kansas City. He's an amazing human being.
He is, yeah. It's an interesting, tough time for him.
Oh my
It's that way for everyone. I mean, I'm so glad that he's resilient, because it's a tough time for him, and it is a tough time across the whole world.
So you must be doing a lot of COVID logistics right now.
Meaning at home?
Within the mayor's office, there's got to be.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. If this is a question that you're answering or going to, is we wear masks in the office all the time.
Yeah.
We keep 6 feet from each other at least. We use masks at City Hall all the time. We have to do what our guidelines say that we have to do.
Yes. If you're allowed to say, Lotti, are you doing anything with COVID policy currently?
I'm not. No.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would do with not policy, but I'm the first in line to answer the phones.
Got it.
So you can tell that I have wonderful people calling me, and then I have some interesting people calling me.
Oh, I'm
What's your dichotomy there? Wonderful and interesting.
That's a nice way of saying,
Yes. So I have to be very polite. If I can't answer for the mayor. Yeah, I do have some interesting people calling.
So, did the Chalk and Walk Festival grow out of your association, out of your job in the mayor's office, or was it the other way around?
The other way around, because I was working as a floater for city council members.
Yeah.
And then mayor called me when he was city council and said, hey, I need an assistant. Would you like to do it? And I said, sure, fine. And I knew him from before because I had helped him a couple times. So I knew his working style. So I said yes.
Fantastic.
she's an amazing human being. He's lucky to have her, and we're lucky to have him.
Amen. Let's talk about Lulu.
Lulu is about 15 years of age.
No,
I think
so sweet.
Yes, I think she's 13, but Michael, my husband, said it's 15. So we go, okay, that's fine, 15. No argument about that. So I think a story about Lulu that's really funny is my friend Peggy brought her from, I think, Qatar. And she used to live across the street from me. And she said, hey, I have to go visit my grandkids in California. Would you mind taking care of Lulu? She's easy to take care of, and believe me, she's easy to take care of. And she said, I might be gone 2 weeks. And I said, fine. No, I didn't even ask my husband. I just said, okay, we'll take her. And she called me and she goes, I'm going to stay 1 more week. Is that okay? And I said, fine, So she came back after 3 weeks and she didn't say anything about Lulu. So here's the 4th week and the 5th week and the 6th week. And she's across the street. She could have come and gotten her. Then my husband, Michael, says, what are you going to do with Lulu? I said, I don't know. I guess we're keeping her. So we kept her for 15 years, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Now you said that go ahead. I'm sorry.
She's just so sweet. I would have kept her too. I just love her. She was, when she was young, such a runner. And, she would just glide, it's just in the park. It's just beautiful.
Well,
And
some of the breed are amazing sight hounds.
Exactly.
White greyhounds and whippets and other sight hounds. They can run.
Yes.
Oh, and they're just majestic when they run.
Exactly.
It's beautiful to watch them.
Exactly. And now, Geraldine told me that this is Senior Dog Month. Is that correct?
It is Senior Dog Month. We are so happy to celebrate Lulu.
I don't know if Geraldine said this because of my age or because
A senior having a dog month is not what we're celebrating.
Oh,
We're
okay.
celebrating a senior dog month, which could be any dog depending on the breed, from about 7 or 8 years old and up. It depends on the breed, obviously.
Okay, thank
So
you for clarifying.
even in dog years, you're not old enough yet to be considered a senior in my eyes on
Okay.
Geraldine's scale. How's that?
Thank you for clarifying. But let me tell you a senior story. So
Okay.
around January, and I don't know if this coincides with COVID or maybe she had COVID. I don't know. Anyway, we started working out of home in March, my husband and I. So all of a sudden, Lulu is following us like a half an inch from our legs. And she follows us and she follows us and she goes up and down the stairs and follows us. And a couple of days ago, I told my husband, Michael, I said, I think I know why she does that. And he goes, okay, why? And I said, particularly with me, with the female, I think that Lulu thinks I'm the queen and she's my lady in waiting. So she had
Very easily could be.
Yeah, she had behind me, all the time. If I had a long gown like in the 1600s and she could use her paws to lift the back, she would be lifting my gown. But,
My dog would lay on the gown and I would drag him.
right? So that's the senior moment for my dog. Aside from that, she sleeps, she eats, she goes pooping. She, she does the usual, but she just lays on her bed. She has a bed in the first floor, a bed in the second floor. And here's one more thing. She has a pattern now. She won't sleep except right next to me in her bed, her own little bed. So she sleeps on her first floor bed. And when she knows that we're ready to go to sleep, she kind of comes into the second floor and lays on her bed and sleeps through the night.
Whatever it takes when you're a senior. Whatever it takes. That's my motto. Whatever it takes.
Really sweet.
She's so sweet.
We love to get
we're so lucky to have you as well. She's so lucky to have you and Michael.
Oh, thank you. We enjoy her. So
we love to give shelter shout outs on this show. Is there a shelter or rescue organization you're thinking about today?
Yeah, I'll let Geraldine say it because she went and visited, and I think she really enjoyed it.
Oh, the Kansas City Pet Project. We had such an amazing tour. Lotti took me on the tour that I will, the next time you, Larry, and Robbie are in town, we'll go on the same tour of the new Pet Project building like we did with the Wayside Waves, and such an amazing place. I love everyone there. I wasn't able to meet everyone, but I was able to meet a few of the staff and have a full tour, and it's an amazing place.
Well, we had on the show Teresa Johnson, the CEO of the Kansas City Pet Project, and wow, what a gem. You've got some amazing.
Yeah, I need to watch some of your previous shows more.
Well,
I didn't
even open up her Rolodex, and the three of us are of an age where we know what a Rolodex is.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God. And so many times I have told the staff people at the mayor's office who are like under 35, I go, and in my Rolodex in my phone, and they're looking at me.
They go, what?
What? So funny.
blessings and gratitude. Is there somebody in your life or in the world who you'd love to give a special shout out to today?
Can I give you two instead of one?
I think so. What do you think, Geraldine?
I'd say yes. Actually, it would be three then.
Oh, here we go. Give her it. Takes a mile. Of
Our
course you will.
friend Gail Kriegel, who also loves dogs. She has Shammy and Moose. Gail is amazing philanthropist. She's a good person. She gives and gives and never expects to receive. Geraldine is the second one because she's just so fun to be with. And she's always, no matter what you look like that particular day, she always says the right word is, "Hey, beautiful." And it makes you feel really good. And the third one would be my family, my immediate family, which includes a gift that I'd never thought I would have, which is my grandchild, Poa Lotti Halpern. He's 3.5. He's smart, of course. He knows what a virus is. He knows about social distancing. And at 3.5, he wears a mask whenever he's asked to. And I love my family. I love my husband, my 2 boys, and my grandchild. So you got 3 from me. Oh, 3.
Boy, yeah. Boy, we got our money's worth here. Lotti Halpern, it's really great to have you on Dog Hugs, and thank you so much for making a difference in the world of art and community.
Well, thanks for
And
being
people.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And and Geraldine also, thank you for recommending that I be part of your show.
What a treat. Geraldine, thank you so much for generously opening up your Rolodex and bringing Lotti to us.
My other mothers.
Love that. So we're going to do a quick set change here. I have Spider's new toy, and we are going to do the wheel-orama in the laundry lounge. So in just a minute, I'm going to go over there and we are going to have our drawing. You know, folks, it's not too late to get in on the drawing. You see that empty laundry lounge over there?
I'm going to time you.
You can be the winner. I'm going to lure Spider with his new toy. Here we go. Come on, buddy.
Let's see, how long is it going to take him? Not long. Anyway, this is exciting. And any dog that is getting yummy combs during this time of year, especially Thanksgiving, lucky dog. Very lucky dog. He comes running.
First of all, can you hear me? Because we didn't even do a mic check.
A little.
Yes.
Yeah, a little quiet.
A little. Okay, we'll take it. All right. How many entrants today do we have here?
We have 3.
3. Okay. 3. That's how you do 3.
3.
That's what Lotti showed us. That's right, Spider. It's going to be your turn.
Sorry, I was doing my symbol.
It's going to be his new special toy. Okay. Here we go. We're going to put.
Spider's been waiting all day for this.
There we go. 1, 2, and 3.
Nice. Spider's like, can I skip that part and just go straight to the yummy comb that I know is up on top of the shelf above the dryer? The wheel-orama.
Up and get it.
All right, stop.
So if you don't happen
already.
to have a yummy comb, you can lure your dog with a toy, if your dog likes toys, as Spider does. But first, let's say stop.
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 I think I did. But that's okay. We aren't all hooked up today.
There you go. Good job.
Nice.
Very good. And you get your toy. And our winners that Spider drew is number one. Who's number 1 today?
Let me see. That is Ken Petty.
Nice.
Congratulations, Ken. Robbie's
Thank
gonna
you, Ken.
connect with
Congratulations.
you through Facebook Messenger. And now I'm going to go back over and we'll finish out the show over there. See you in a minute.
Perfect. Thank
He
you
looks
for joining us
Spider-Man,
today.
Superman.
Yes, he is. Thank you for joining us today, Ken. We will get your prize out to you right away.
Here we are.
Ta-da!
Yeah. All right. Thank you, studio. Remove. There we go. And Robbie's in the big square.
No.
Nice.
Very good. Shelter shout out.
I'm
going to
jumping right on with Kansas City Pet Project.
Good choice. Me too.
Me too.
Thank you for all their hard work and keep on trucking because they are doing such a great job keeping the fosters going. Any animals that are brought in are rehabilitated and available for adoption or foster pretty quickly. They have a great staff. They have a great training staff. They have a great veterinarian staff. The list is endless.
Oh, that's amazing.
Amen. Yeah. Gratitude. Blessings.
Obviously, I'm super grateful for Lotti. Lotti is an amazing human being. I'm also grateful for Gail Kriegel. She added Gail into that mix. I'm hoping that Gail will join us soon. She was just chosen as one of the top. She was just nominated for a massive Kansas City award. I'll just put it to you like that. So I'm looking forward to that, to her interview. She's my other mother, as I mentioned, and I'm also grateful for Mayor Lucas. There's a lot going on in the area right now, and it's not over yet. So I'm grateful for all of his dedication to our causes.
Beautiful. Well, I am grateful for Geraldine's Rolodex. Well, for you folks who don't know what a Rolodex is, back in the day before we had flip phones, remember those? There was this card file, and it was this wheel-orama of cards. And it was called Rolodex. Used to sit on my table.
I used to love my Rolodex.
Yeah.
I am very grateful for my friends, my Rolodex, and my customers who have become friends, and this entire group of people over the last 30 years that have enveloped me.
Nice.
Keep them close, right? Keep them right there.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that.
Robbie, before we go into the weekend, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
You know, because it's Senior Dog Month, I am grateful to anybody and everybody who watches the show that shares their life with a senior.
Oh,
They're just so full of love
really
and
beautiful.
so deserving of everything they get to have the wonderful lives. So anybody that's sharing their life with a senior dog, I'm grateful to you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us today on Dog Hugs, and we look forward to seeing you again on our next show.
See you guys soon.
Everybody.